Have you ever wondered where your life truly began? What if your existence stretches back not just years, but billions of years? Woven into the fabric of the cosmos itself. Get ready to see yourself not as separate from the universe, but as a living expression of it. Stay with us as we uncover the infinite connection between you and the cosmos. Let's begin. Where did your life truly begin? Was it the moment you were born, gasping for your first breath of air? Was it at conception, when a single cell carried the potential for your existence? Or perhaps it began even earlier, when your parents met, or even earlier, when their own parents passed down the spark of life. But what if your life didn't truly begin at any of these moments? Imagine, for a moment, that your being is part of an unbroken chain, an eternal cycle that began not with you, or your ancestors, but at the very dawn of the cosmos itself. Every atom that forms you has its own ancient origin. The oxygen in your lungs, the carbon in your cells, the iron in your blood. They were all forged in the fiery cores of stars that lived and died long before the earth even existed. You are not just alive. You are a living expression of the universe, billions of years in the making. Today, we're embarking on a journey. One that transcends human lifetimes and stretches beyond our earthly understanding. Together, we'll trace this unbroken chain backward, from the spark of your existence, to the very beginning of time itself. Before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. If you're ready to explore the mysteries of life, consciousness, and the cosmos, join us as we uncover your infinite connection to the universe. Because to understand where your life truly began, we must go far beyond what we think we know. We must look to the stars, to the infinite, and to the origins of everything. Let's take a step back. If life is a story, where does your chapter truly begin? Some might say it starts with a single moment. The instant a sperm cell meets an egg, setting in motion the complex biology that leads to human life. But is that really the beginning? To answer that, we need to rewind even further. Before you were born, your parents carried the building blocks of your existence within them. Their own reproductive cells shaped by genes passed down from their parents. And those genes, they were handed down through countless generations, stretching back thousands, even millions of years, through ancestors whose lives shaped the path that led to you. But why stop there? Let's go even further back. Before humans, before mammals, before even the first single-celled organisms. Your story began in the oceans, in the tiny spark of life that emerged billions of years ago, when simple molecules first combined to form the precursors of life. That spark wasn't random. It was the result of the universe's unrelenting drive to transform and evolve, guided by forces stretching back to the beginning of time. This journey forces us to ask, if every event is the result of the one before it, can we ever pinpoint the true start of your existence? Or is your life a continuation of an eternal process? An unbroken chain of cause and effect that began with the birth of the cosmos itself? If that's the case, then your life is not an isolated event. It's a ripple in a much greater wave. A wave that began billions of years ago and continues to flow through you. Now, what would it mean to realize that your existence has never truly been separate, but is part of an unending, universal cycle? But your story goes back even further. Long before life as we know it. To truly understand where you come from, we need to leave behind the biological and step into the cosmic. Imagine this, every atom in your body has existed for billions of years. The carbon in your cells, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood. They all have an extraordinary origin. These elements were forged in the hearts of ancient stars that once blazed across the cosmos, lived out their fiery lives, and then, in spectacular supernova explosions, scattered their elements into space. This stardust didn't vanish. It traveled, merging with clouds of gas and dust to form new stars, planets, and eventually, life itself. You are, quite literally, made of stars. As Carl Sagan famously said, we are star stuff. Take a moment to let that sink in. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe, transformed. The atoms that make up your body were once part of stars, planets, and perhaps even other forms of life. When you breathe, eat, and exist, you are participating in an eternal cycle of matter and energy. One that has no true beginning and no true end. If this idea sparks amazement in you, take a moment to let us know by liking this video. It helps more people join us on this journey of exploring life's deepest questions and discovering their own connection to the cosmos. But here's the truly mind-blowing part. This cycle doesn't just explain the origins of your body. It also lays the foundation for something even more extraordinary. Because at some point, the universe didn't just create stars and matter. It created awareness. And that's where we're headed next. So far, we've traced your origins back to the stars. But here's the astonishing thing, you are more than just a collection of ancient atoms. At some point, the universe did something extraordinary. It became aware of itself. Through you. Think about it. For billions of years, the universe evolved matter into increasingly complex forms. Atoms combined to form molecules, which became cells, which grew into organisms. And at some point, perhaps millions of years ago, this intricate process gave rise to something new, consciousness. A way for the universe to experience and reflect on its own existence. This raises an extraordinary question: what is consciousness, and how did it emerge from the building blocks of matter? Some scientists believe consciousness is the result of complexity. According to theories like integrated information theory, when a system becomes complex enough, such as the billions of neurons in your brain, it generates self-awareness. Your thoughts, memories, and emotions are not separate from the universe, they are its continuation. The atoms that once burned in stars now think, dream, and wonder about their origins. But this isn't just a scientific question, it's deeply philosophical. Many ancient traditions, such as those in Eastern philosophy, suggest that consciousness isn't something that emerges from matter. Instead, it is fundamental to the universe, like space and time. In this view, you are not just a brain generating awareness. You are awareness itself. The universe reflects on its own infinite nature through the unique lens of you. Take a moment to consider the profound implications of this. If your consciousness is part of this eternal process, what does that mean for your connection to everything around you? What does it mean for your life, your purpose, and even your sense of self? The idea that the universe has become aware through you isn't just poetic. It's transformative. It means that your thoughts and experiences are not insignificant. They are the cosmos thinking, feeling, and wondering about itself. If consciousness is a universal, eternal force, then could it, too, be part of the same endless cycle as matter and energy? Could it, in some form, also be eternal? These questions don't just change the way we think about life, they challenge everything we think we know about death. If the atoms in your body have always existed, and if consciousness itself is tied to the universe, then what does that say about life and death? Most of us see life as a straight line, with a clear beginning. Birth, and an inevitable end, death. But what if this is an illusion? What if life and death are just two parts of an eternal cycle, like the inhale and exhale of the cosmos itself? Think about it. When your physical body reaches the end of its journey, the matter that composes you doesn't disappear. It transforms. Your body returns to the earth, nourishing the soil, feeding plants, and becoming part of new life. The energy that powers you, the spark of life itself, follows the same laws of conservation that govern the universe. It cannot be created or destroyed, it simply changes form. Nature shows us this cycle everywhere. When a tree falls in the forest, it doesn't truly die. It decomposes, feeding the ground and becoming the foundation for new growth. The same is true for stars. When a star reaches the end of its life, it spreads its elements across the galaxy, creating the building blocks for new stars, planets, and eventually, life. The idea of a true beginning and a true end is a construct of the human mind. In reality, everything is interconnected, and everything transforms. Death is not the opposite of life. It is part of life, a moment of transition in an eternal flow. What does this mean for you? It means that you are not a fleeting moment in time. You are part of something infinite. The same energy that forms the stars, the oceans, and the trees flows through you. And when this chapter of your existence ends, it will flow into something new. Embracing this perspective isn't just comforting. It's empowering. It allows us to see life and death as parts of the same beautiful cycle, connected by the unbreakable thread of the universe itself. If we can see that life has no true beginning or end, then where does this story take us? It takes us back to where everything began. Or so we think. So, where does it all begin? To answer that, we have to go back to the most famous origin story of all, the Big Bang. About 13.8 billion years ago, the universe as we know it emerged from a single point of infinite density. A singularity. In an instant, it expanded outward, giving rise to the space, time, matter, and energy that formed the cosmos. Everything you see around you, the stars, planets, and even you, can be traced back to that one moment. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The Big Bang didn't create matter or energy. It simply transformed what was already there into new forms. According to the laws of physics, matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed, they can only change states. This means that everything in the universe today, the galaxies, the atoms in your body, even the thoughts in your mind, was present in some form at the very beginning. Now, let's take this one step further. If matter and energy are eternal, could the Big Bang have been just one chapter in an infinite story? Some scientists propose that our universe is part of a larger multiverse. A vast system of countless universes, each with its own cycles of birth, transformation, and death. In this view, the Big Bang wasn't the beginning, but a transition, a moment of change in a universe that has always existed. What about before the Big Bang? Quantum physics suggests that even the vacuum of nothingness is filled with energy, constantly bubbling with quantum fluctuations. Could these fluctuations have sparked the birth of our universe? And if so, what sparked them? This brings us back to the ultimate question: is there ever truly a beginning, or are beginnings and endings simply the way our minds make sense of something infinite and eternal? The answers may elude us. But one thing is clear: you are part of this story. The atoms that make you, the energy that drives you, and the consciousness that allows you to wonder about these questions, are all part of the same cosmic process that began, or was transformed, billions of years ago. You've always existed. Not in the same form, not with the same consciousness, but as part of an eternal process of transformation. The atoms in your body, the energy that animates you, and the awareness that lets you ponder these questions are all threads in the infinite flow of the universe. And now, you have a choice. What will you do with your brief, beautiful moment of awareness in this cosmic cycle? How will you honor the fact that you are not separate from the universe? You are the universe, thinking, feeling, and experiencing itself. Thanks for watching. If this journey has inspired you, take a moment to reflect on it. Share your thoughts in the comments. What resonated with you? How does it feel to see yourself as part of something so vast and eternal? And if you want to keep exploring life's biggest questions and diving into the mysteries of the universe, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. The journey never truly ends. It's only just beginning. Keep exploring, keep wondering, and we'll see you in the next video.